Hello there YouTube, it's Gojira Prime with another Transformers video review, and today we're taking a look at Transformers Universe Cyclonus. Now this is the first Cyclonus toy introduced under the Universe banner, the first Cyclonus of the G1 era at least anyway, and it's a toy that came out quite some time ago and for a good long while was the only version we could get of G1 Cyclonus under the Universe toy banner. Now, since this toy has come out, we've also had Cyclonus as part of the Combiner Wars line, and we're also due to get a new Cyclonus figure, a much more accurate show version in the 2021 Kingdom line as well, which I will be picking up when it first does come out. Now, Cyclonus as a character was first introduced in the Transformers movie. He was one of the new bodyguard, if you will, for Galvatron. And for the film, he pretty much just served as Galvatron's personal transport vehicle. He flew Galvatron into the middle of the Decepticon throne room and later transported him to Earth when Galvatron was pursuing Ultra Magnus and the Autobots. And then for the rest of the film, he wasn't really seen that much. The character didn't really come into the limelight until season 3, where he became the second in command of the Decepticons, and he had a few standout adventures while he was in the show. The most prominent one, or prominent two that I can remember, was the episode where he and Ultra Magnus and Wreck-Gar were actually captured by a Quintesson, a scientist, and forced to work together. And then the other standout episode for me was when he encountered Scourge. When Scourge and he discovered the Paradigm. And the third standout episode for me for Cyclonus was when he had Galvatron committed to an insane asylum because Galvatron was just being completely out of control. And for the record, I do actually believe that in the film, Skywarp was formatted into Cyclonus, not Bombshell. So I'm in that camp when it comes to who got reformatted into who. So we'll take a quick look at the jet mode, or the space fighter mode for Cyclonus, and I have to admit it is a really, really nice vehicle mode. It's very close to how the character appeared in the G1 TV show. The new Kingdom Cyclonus is a lot closer in appearance to how he appeared in the G1 show. But, this is a pretty good representation. The general overall shape of the jet mode is pretty accurate. You've got the wings out here on the side, the long nose cone here at the front, and then a cockpit section here in the middle. And then the engines here at the rear, obviously. Now, this is a much darker shade of purple than what Cyclonus was in the original cartoon. In the cartoon, he was a much brighter, a much lighter shade of purple. But this works quite well as well. And this mold has been reused a few times. And I know that when Takara released their version of the mold, they did do it in much more show-accurate colors as usual. It is quite a dark set of colors they did choose. I mean, aside from the grays here, which are quite light, the reds, I'd say probably more of a burgundy, and then you get the gray. It's not a dark shade of gray, but a little bit darker than normal. And then the purple is so dark, it's more or less black, really, if you didn't know any better, compared to the black of the engines here at the rear. But all in all, it's quite a nice little vehicle mode. It does come with landing gear, which I do appreciate, because that does help to display the figure a lot easier when it is in its vehicle mode. Aside from that, I mean, it's a really, really nice space fighter mode, and it's a good homage to the original G1 character when it first came out way back in the 1980s. So what I'll do is I'll just pause the video and I'll get him transformed, and then we'll take a look at the character in robot mode and do a couple of comparisons. Okay, so now we have Cyclonus transformed into his robot mode, and again, it's a really, really nice robot mode that isn't 100% accurate to how the character looked in the original cartoon, but it is a very nice representation. Again, the purple on his upper torso is quite dark, and also on his legs as well. I mean, it probably on camera does look like he is just completely black, but he is actually purple here, the torso, and on the legs here. My one complaint about this figure is its size to a certain degree. This is a deluxe-sized figure from the Universe line, but I would have much preferred that he be Voyager scale. So he is quite short for Cyclonus. Cyclonus was a large character. I think actually in the original designs for Cyclonus, he was actually meant to be bigger than Galvatron. He was meant to tower above the other Decepticons, but he got scaled down ultimately in the show. So yeah, this guy is although it's a very, very nice robot mode, don't get me wrong, I really, really do like the robot mode. I do think he is too short. He should have been a Voyager figure, so he should really be, a good couple of centimeters taller for my liking. But, aside from that, I really do like the figure. It's got some very nice articulation, some very nice detailing. Just to get up close to the face, it's a really, really nice face sculpt. And I have to admit, the light piping on his eyes is some of the best I've ever seen on a figure. Because, if you get any light at all on the figure, his eyes just glow red, and it's really, really cool and really, really nice. He's got some nice molded detail on his shoulders and also on the wings as well. You've got a very nice silver Decepticon logo here in the middle of his chest, and then some nice molded detail. I have to angle him a bit here on his torso section, and again some nice details molded onto his legs also as well. Now, the figure does come with one accessory, and that is a Target Master weapon, which is the character Nightstick. For those who are familiar with the Target Masters, in the final episodes of the American G1 series, Cyclonus became a Decepticon Target Master. In fact, he was the one who led the negotiations, if you can call them that, with Zarak, because Zarak originally wanted to turn Cyclonus into a headmaster, but he refused and handed over the heads of the animal-based Transformers instead. And when asked what it was he would offer up instead, he offered up his gun, and he got the Target Master Nightstick. Now, I quite like the figure, actually. I mean, you get this nice little gun mode. It does transform very, very simply. All you do is you just take the legs, which are here, and you just flip them up like so. You flip down the barrel on the back, put down the arms, and there is your Target Master Nightstick. And to be honest, it's quite nice. It's not got any real articulation aside from here at the elbow. Sorry, here at the shoulders. The legs do articulate a little bit, but they are kind of stopped by the gun barrel here at the back. But aside from that, it's a really, really nice robot. There we go. It's got some very nice molded detail. They actually did a very nice paint job on the face, I think, as well, to be honest. And if I'm honest, I think this is probably I know this is probably like a 10-year-old figure or older now, but I do think that this is on a par with some of the more recent Target Masters or Battle Masters, depending on what you want to call them, that we've been getting recently. So I really do like this. Now, Cyclonus can only hold Nightstick in one hand, and that is his right hand. The other hand is completely solid, so you can't actually physically put him in into that hand, unfortunately. But if I just get him transformed again, I'm probably not getting this right. You can just put him on the hand there, and then he can carry Nightstick around quite easily. So just to do some size comparisons, here he is with the Earthrise line Cliff Jumper. So he is still quite a tall figure compared to the more recent Legends-sized figures that we are getting from the line. Here he is next to his former incarnation, which is Transformers Classics Skywarp. So he's a bit bigger than the old Seeker. And here he is next to Transformers Earthrise Megatron, a more modern Voyager class figure. And you can see here that there is quite a size difference between these two figures. Now, from the images I've seen, the newer Cyclonus figure will be probably about as high as Megatron. So the figure is going to be much, much larger. Now, I probably will end up getting two of the newer Cyclonuses, for the simple fact that in the movie there were two Cyclonus characters. There was Cyclonus and his Armada. Now, whether his Armada referred to an individual character or it was just a passing phrase, no one's ever really been able to find out. But I'll probably get two of them to make up the full ranks of the movie Decepticons, and get the two because there were two of them at the end of the day. But this is still a really nice figure, and I'll probably keep this on my shelf somewhere as another version of Cyclonus or something like that. So yeah, that's my very quick video and my thoughts on Transformers Universe Cyclonus. Is the figure still worth getting at this moment in time? Probably not, as we are getting a new Cyclonus toy in only a couple of months' time. But if you are feeling nostalgic and you do like the old Universe figures, then yeah, I would definitely pick him up. I don't know how much this guy goes at the moment for on eBay or other places, but I imagine it's probably quite pricey. But like I said, with a new Cyclonus figure about to hit the shelves, this guy may come down in price. You never know. So there we are. That's Transformers Universe Cyclonus. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please hit the like, hit the subscribe, comment below, and thank you very much.